So, what do you want to talk about? Raven Rock, was it? The East Empire Company sure knows how to pick interesting names. There's a bit of irony there, as this settlement really is now more Dunmer than anything. Just look at just about anything, really. The houses, the people, the general lay of the land. Looking at this place alone, I definitely feel this was someplace in Vardenfell. Tell you what, maybe, at least after all our adventuring in Skyrim is over, would you like to visit Morrowind? I've always wanted to go there. I always found their culture peculiar, but interesting.
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sue Jammer that will ever grace your lips. Watch yourself out there. Looks like an ash storm might be brewing.
Here you are. Let's get going. I've got your back. I'll be sure to put it to good use. Let's get going then.
I work for Mogul.
Is there something I can help you with? Certainly. I'll follow.
Murkle doesn't lend coin to outlanders. Look somewhere else.
Welcome to the Rutching Corner Club, milady. If you need anything, Master Geldis will be happy to help you. Sorry, Geldis won't allow me to drink while I'm working at the Netch. Did I know someone by that name? Someone that wanted something. Maybe I'm just confused. I can't be sure. Travels.
Winds howling.
Miserable. Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place. At least my father will let me drink whatever I want without complaining. Tell Geldis I appreciate it. Don't like it? I hate it. Every day it's the same thing. We open the shop, we hardly sell a thing, we close the shop and go to sleep. What kind of a life is that? Oh, believe me, I'd be on the first ship off this miserable island if I could, but I'm not sure I could do that to my father. I think it would break his heart. We've already lost my mother. I don't want to leave him alone. We lived in a settlement, perhaps a league from the border of Black Marsh, the homeland of the Argonians. Even though the Argonian invasion ended a long time ago, there are still a few scale-skinned clans that live within our borders. To put it simply, they attacked our settlement and slaughtered almost everyone. It was horrible. I think so, but I'm not sure where I heard the name. I don't know why, but I'm thinking about a temple here on the island. Maybe it was just a bad dream. Keep yourself safe. Solstein's still a dangerous place.
Want to buy anything, or just laugh at our misfortunes? Geldis needs to bottle this up and send it to the mainland instead of wasting his time out here. His drinks are outstanding. Thanks.
Can't get blood from a stone.
Mining gear? No. However, I used to sell East Empire pendants until I ran out of them. Popular little item. It's an amulet that was made exclusively for the East Empire Company. They gave them to their workers as an incentive at one point. A kind of reward for extra effort. They're no longer being made, so they've become a collectible. I'd love to get my hands on a few of them. They could be anywhere on the island. The mines might be a good place to start. If you find any while you're exploring Solstein, bring them here, and I'll pay you.
Care for anything from my stand today? Disgusting.
Bad? What if I told you that you're the first person that's even considered looking at my wares today? I've half a mind to contact my friends at the East Empire Company and see if they need an extra hand in Windhelm. Oh, absolutely. In fact, I've corresponded with Vittoria Vici herself more than once. You know, the lady who runs the East Empire Company warehouse in Solitude. The biggest warehouse they have in Skyrim. Bah, you're just like the rest of the folks around here. Mark my words. The East Empire Company will return to Raven Rock. And when they do, I'll be at the top of their list. The question you should be asking is, what don't I sell here? Because I have pretty much any supplies you might need. If it's not a weapon, potion, or armor, then it's likely that I have
Blood
it.
from a stone. It is
Jarland, over at the docks, brings me most of my supplies. And the rest comes from bartering with the people in town. Oh, Glover Mallory gets me a few things once in a while. He usually has the most amazing deals that I can't pass up. I think I maybe had a dream about someone with that name. It was very strange. Was I building something? A shrine down on the beach near the Earthstone? I'm not sure. The East Empire pendants are scattered all over, so leave no stone
Care
unturned.
for anything from my stand today?
Ash yams. Disgusting. I'd rather eat cheese that's been sitting in the sun for a week.
Look, I know why you're here. I'll get the coin, I promise.
If you want that beautiful wife of yours to stay that way, you better.
Welcome to Raven Rock, traveler. Could I interest you in any fine ash-grown foods?
Mogul, I got those special poisons you asked for.
The Dunmer have been growing food in the Ashlands for thousands of years. It was born out of the necessity to survive in the harsh climate of our homeland. And now, with the constant eruptions of the Red Mountain, it's more important than ever. No, only the Telvanni have the ability to weave living growth from the ash. This simply takes the right ingredients, the right tools, and a lot of patience. Always a pleasure to taste anything Geldis comes up with. think so, but I can't remember how I know him. Or maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think so. But the only thing that comes to mind is a shrine near the Earthstone. Next time you're hungry, stop by.
My lord,
I always have
you need
plenty
to
of
talk
food to
some
save.
sense into your husband.
You can't get blood from a
My
stone.
husband
Margot.
Bendel feared
As it is, we
visitors
can
would
barely
shun
make ends
Raven
meet.
Rock.
That
I'm
isn't
glad
my
to see he
problem.
was
I was
mistaken.
clear when I loaned Garwin the money that I wanted it
Always
back my
nice to
first
speak to
harvest.
someone from the mainland. Sure, got nothing better to do. Mirag. I'm sure I've heard that name before. Haven't I? Was it in a dream? May your path be free from danger.
Mogul, care for anything from my stand today?
Ash yams. Disgusting. I'd rather eat cheese than been sitting in
Your
the sun.
visit here would be tolerated as long as you abide by our laws. Otherwise, you'll answer to the Reverend Guard.
That beautiful white flowers to stay that
What?
way.
Oh, no, thank you. I need to keep my head clear. I'm unsure. I swear I know the name, but I cannot place it. I don't think so. I'm not... The name has something to do with the Earthstone, I think, but I'm not sure what. Remember, we are watching you.
Don't you say that even louder, so the
So,
entire town can
You know
hear
your way with a blade, huh?
Give them to me and put it on my account.
About your account, it's been a few months.
Looking for any potions? Ingredients? Alchemical supplies? After we left Morrowind, we found ourselves in Skyrim. We wandered around a bit and ended up in Morthal, where we took up temporary residence with Lami, the town's alchemist. I was fascinated by her work, and over a period of a few years, she taught me quite a bit. It wasn't long before we became homesick. We were the only Dunmer in Morthal. When word reached us that a settlement of Dunmer was forming on Solstein, we were thrilled. It's been difficult, but I'm not regretting it one bit. In fact, I'm glad we've been able to stay and help. I should mix some of this into my next potion. Who knows what would happen? Yes, I'm proud to say that I grow or harvest most of it myself. I only wish I had a better source for netch jelly. Those creatures are difficult to track down since it's so dangerous beyond the bulwark. That would be splendid. I'd be more than happy to give you something for the effort. As you can imagine, the eruption of the Red Mountain took an awful toll on Solstein. Hunting for game has been scarce, and the waters are apparently too tainted for fishing. According to Councillor Morvain, my husband's been Raven Rock's most important food source for decades.
About your account, it's been a few months.
I said to put it on my account, and that's the
I
end
don't
of it.
think so, though it sounds like a name I've heard before. I hear that name, and I see a temple here on Solstein. What could that mean? Careful with those netches. They may look tame, but they can seriously hurt you and threaten. Looking for any potions? Ingredients? Alchemical supplies? Goodness, it must have been quite difficult tracking those creatures down out there. Here, take these. They should help you during your journeys.
You haven't seen Crescius Corellius, have you? That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again. No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill pickaxe. I'm talking about an ancient Nordic pickaxe. They don't exactly grow on trees, you know. I prefer to handle these things on my own. Look, if you see Crescius, tell him to give me that pickaxe back, and I'll pay you for the trouble. Perfect. I was just thinking about heading over for a drink. Thanks for saving me the trip. Excellent. I think you'll be glad that you made this decision. Thank you. I'll be sure to put it to good use. It's the only tool tough enough to crack Stalrim, is what it is. Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Crescius borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I, traded them some goods for it. Calling Stalrim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that. I don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do. A fine question, and the one that I hear most often from visitors to our town. I wish I had a more romantic tale to tell, but I was simply seeking my fortune and chose Raven Rock to ply my trade. Besides, knowing how to repair bone mold armor wasn't very useful in Riften. I had a friend over there, a dark elf named Van Rythe, a very talented armor smith. Spent a lot of time with the guy swapping smithing techniques. Learned a heck of a lot, including how to repair bone mold. After he moved on to greener pastures, I decided to pack up, move out here, and put those lessons to the test. Been here ever since. No, wait. Maybe. I don't know how I know that name. I'm not sure. I don't want to talk about this. You tell Crescius he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
Oh, hello. You looking for a handout or something? My father and mother are the richest on the island, and that includes Councillor Morvain. Well, tell Geldas that Miri says she really appreciates it. That's not someone who lives in Raven Rock, I don't think. But it sounds so familiar. Maybe. I can't help but think of some sort of temple on the island. Why would that be?
There's nothing finer than dark elf Suchama. Like nectar it is. I've been sailing the Northern Maiden across the Sea of Ghosts for nearly 20 years now. Might be time to find a new home port, though, the way things are going around here. May the wind be at your back, friend.
What now? Nothing else then? I was always taught to avoid these types of ruins. I think I see why now.
Last time you explored the mine, you almost fell to your death. I'm not spending the rest of my days as a widow.
And I'm telling you that I'll do whatever it takes to find my great-grandfather's remains. He's down here. I can feel it.
That was almost 2 centuries ago. There may be nothing left to find.
Just let me go, woman.
Cretius, you're an obstinate old fool, and you're going to get yourself killed. Apologies for Cretius's ravings. That foolish old man thinks he's 30 years younger than he is. He's going to get himself killed traipsing around the mine. He's convinced himself that there's some sort of conspiracy involving the East Empire Company and the mine's closure. We came across some old letters that belonged to his great-grandfather in our house, and he believes every word written in them. Cretius's great-grandfather worked for the East Empire Company. The letters mention some sort of discovery he was sent to investigate. There's really nothing remarkable in the letters. I don't know what he's so excited about. Gratian Corellius. He was an explorer for the East Empire Company. They'd send him all over Tamriel when they had difficulties in a mining operation. Poor man. Can you imagine doing all that dangerous work just to end up dying at your own doorstep? There was a horrible accident, and he was killed when one of the tunnels collapsed. They were never even able to go down there and recover the body. The East Empire Company sealed that section off to prevent any more tragedies. Cretius is convinced it's a story cooked up by the company to cover up something else, but I don't know. My beloved is almost 80 years old, and I think the shock of finding one of his ancestors' things has left his mind a bit confused. I love him dearly, and I support everything he does. But I can't let him chase this silly idea, or he may end up joining Gratian in a rocky grave. To understand how we met one another, you have to appreciate what he's going through. Cretius is a third-generation miner. All his life, he's lived and breathed nothing else. By the time Cretius came of age, the ebony mine in Raven Rock was shut down. He took that quite hard. Our home has been in his family for over 200 years. Leaving would have been like abandoning precious memories. Instead, he stayed on Solstein and spent most of his life prospecting for a new ebony source. Sadly, it never surfaced. A decade ago, this drove him into a deep depression. He shut himself inside his home and refused to come out. It was after refusing to allow anyone to bring him food, Counselor Morvain ordered his door to be knocked down before Cretius starved to death. I was a temple priest at the time, and they had me use my healing arts to restore strength to his ailing body. I stayed for a while and cared for him, then I suppose we fell in love. Far from it. In fact, I'm no longer welcome there. In all honesty, it came down to a disagreement between what I believe and what Elder Othraloth believes. I'd prefer not to get into the details, but let's just say our opinions about the current status of the Tribunal vary widely. Well, that sounds lovely. Thank you. I think so, but from where? I can't recall. It's difficult. Something about it doesn't feel right. A temple here on the island. That's all I can recall. Be careful out there.
Who in the blazes are you? Can't you see I'm busy? Why should I tell you? I don't even know who you are. Maybe. Been difficult trusting people lately. They think I'm crazy. But mark my words, these mines hold a secret that could put Raven Rock back on the map. A secret the East Empire Company swept under the rug 2 centuries ago. It killed my great-grandfather and left Raven Rock with a worthless and tainted mine. Gratian Kyrelius. He spent his entire life exploring ancient ruins across Tamriel. And he died in these very mines almost 200 years ago. The East Empire Company called it a terrible accident, claiming that he was lost in a rockfall. But I know better. My wife and I were cleaning out our home, and we came across some of my great-grandfather's things locked in an old chest. I found an unsent letter he'd written to the East Empire Company, and a key. It describes a discovery that was made in the mine by some of the diggers. They wanted Gratian to take a closer look. The East Empire Company must have felt it was of great value, as they locked that section of the mine off from everyone else. It is. Well, I assume it is. I haven't been able to find the entrance. Finally, someone who believes me. I'm telling you, there's something big down there. Something that the East Empire Company wanted to hide from everyone. Look, my wife nags that I'm too old to go traipsing around these mines chasing my story. Time's my enemy. It's caught up with me before I could find the answers that I'm looking for. I do. I want to know what happened to Gratian, and what the East Empire Company's keeping from all of us. Gratian kept a journal of notes about his discoveries. If you can find his remains, I'm hoping it will help. Here's everything I have. The letter, the key. Please, do this for me, so I can finally regain the respect that I've lost. Look, I know I don't have much to go on. I have that unsent letter, and that's really it. But I also have a miner's instinct that's run in my family from before Gratian was even born. I may sound like a crazy old man to you, but I'm telling you, the tunnels here are solid. They would never collapse like that. She thinks that old age has addled my mind, that I'm seeing things when there's nothing to be seen. I realize she cares about me, but she has to understand that I can't rest until I find out what happened to Gratian. Then I'll settle down peacefully and never set foot in this mine again. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, even before I discovered Gratian's old things. I just hope both of you don't mistake my enthusiasm for insanity. He's begging for patrons again, eh? Well, I suppose I could have just a bit. The damn fool doesn't even deserve to have it. The pickaxe was made for mining, not selling. I'll bet he stole it from the Skald in the first place. Oh, very well. Here, tell him I hope he drops the thing on his foot. I recognize the name, but I don't know how I know it. It sounds so familiar. It's so strange. I feel like it's from a dream. Something about the Earthstone and a shrine. That's it. That's all I can think of. Be careful down there. The mine can be treacherous.
Do you need something?
Let's make some more stories. Sorry. Sorry.
anything exotic? Something no woman would be wearing?
Come on in.
Oh, nakakapiko-piko.
Got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds. Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sioux jammer that will ever grace your lips. Perfect. All that's left now is to go ahead and wait for the patrons to come in. As promised, here's a little something for yourself. With the mine shut down, there's no telling how much longer Raven Rock's going to last. Hopefully, Councillor Morvain has a plan. The ash spawn attacks on the bulwark are getting worse. Captain Veleth is trying his best, but I think the Rettering Guard are overwhelmed. Come back any time. My doors are always open.
I'm glad you're here with me. Me too. I'm yours. Now that I'm human again, shouldn't you know not to take me out on late-night escapades? I'm tired.
That they have forgotten. Here do we toil, that we might remember.
By night, we return.
What by day was stolen?
Far from ourselves.
He grows
Our eyes
ever near
once
to
were
us.
blinded.
Now through him do we see.
何か食べ物が欲しいな。
So you can get the cold out. Welcome to the Wretched Corner Club, home of the finest Sue Jam. Are you joking? You just rented a room for me. Yourself out there. Looks like a storm might be brewing.
Food. I just can't stop thinking about food. Decadent sweet rolls, pies, pheasant roasts. So, what's on your mind? Sure thing. Do you want to have it standing here, or do you want to find a seat first? All right, what now? I'm on it. Here should be fine. So, are we ready to start? All right. Now, on to the drinks. Do you want to have mead, wine, or just plain milk? Ah, okay then. I don't think you have some milk on you, though. Here, I'll help you out. Likewise, milk drinker. Marrying you was the best decision I've ever made in my life. I love you, and no matter what the future holds, I'm going to cherish every moment. It's like from the stories I used to hear, the two adventurers seeing the world. When we're done with this little tavern date, what do you say? Let's go out there and make some more stories. I know. They used to call Windhelm the City of Kings. In my books, anyway. Going there and seeing it for myself, though, I'm kind of disappointed. I had expected it to be bigger. So, what do you want to talk about now? Well, this one is a hard one. While I do like Ultmer wine, I would have to say the crown goes to Cyrodiilic brandy. The texture is just so unique. The flavors are strong, but not overpowering, and it sort of has a nutty, chocolatey aftertaste. Though, it doesn't help that the brandy is so hard to find in Skyrim these days. It's nice, spending time like this, just having drinks together.